Synergy. Welcome to Synergy. Live with Synergy. Live with Synergy. This is your host, Jahdon Baptiste. Welcome to Synergy, where music, business, and culture synchronize.
Come on, my empress. Yes, where you happy for you. I'm so proud to call you my empress. And if all your plans we read, no time at all, I wouldn't second guess. I never want you to know, but I have to confess, you are the girl for me. Congo, Bongo Empress, you are me African queen. Congo, Bongo Empress, you me seen I'm a dream. Congo, Bongo Empress, and you make me sing. Congo, Bongo Empress.
Greetings, friends, family, collaborators, audience, and guests. Welcome to another edition of Synergy. This is Jahdon Baptiste, and we're with you for the next hour or so on 99.1 WDJY in Atlanta. Thank you for tuning in on your drive time today. And of course, you know what I'm going to say, y'all, that we have a fantastic show for you. And it's true, because it's always true. Our shows are great. And today, we've got some message music and some artists that are bringing some true word sound power to the airways, to the energies, to the vibes. And I'm so excited to introduce both of them to you. But before we do that, I just want to say a special shout out to our friends at Glue FM. Mark and Lisa Blaze, give thanks for simulcasting this show every Thursday. And for those of you who are looking for really good Caribbean programming, don't forget to check them out on Friday nights as well as Saturday nights for excellent Caribbean programming. Thank you, Glue FM. All right, so no further ado, synchronizers here on Synergy, where music, business, and culture synchronize. We have an emerging artist that is here to knock your socks off, blow you away, blow your mind away, sweep out the cobweb out of your heart, and I'm not going to overstand what I'm trying to say. And I have none other than Jahdon with me today on Synergy, and I am so excited and thankful. Greetings, Jahdon.
Greetings, Empress. Greetings to the whole team of Synergy, Give thanks to have I.
We give thanks for your time and your energies and just the positivity. So synchronizers, we are doing this because of COVID, right? We're doing this one on Zoom. And so I've got video. So you will have a chance if you click on our IG and our Twitter to see some of this video, and you can meet Jahdon up close and personal. All right. So Jahdon, Congo Bongo Man. I gotta tell you, the vibes, the energy, so much fun. We welcome you to the show, and I want to know, who is Jahdon, and tell us about the inspiration for this beautiful, fun song. You saw me, I couldn't stop bopping my head.
Yes, who is Jahdon? Jahdon is just what you see is what you get kind of person, Jahdon, I see myself as a poet, Jahdon come from Clarendon in Jamaica, a little community in Clarendon called Canaanites. And I'm grow with my mom, so all heap of siblings, brothers and sisters. Jahdon is a youth where grow with a system. We know about system, So definitely. And this song, Congo Bongo, is just one of them type of song the way it's based off a real life story. It does have that anciency within the song. Give credit to the producer, Audio Tracks. But the message we are forward within that song is just like every other is there, you know, an Empress once tell I and I she never see herself with a Rasta man. You know what I mean? And that's where I get the inspiration to do that song, you know. So that song is breaking down all the barriers of people who stigmatize, you know what I mean, and learning things without even knowing it, without even have the information, you know what I mean. So it is a fun song, but it a break down barriers within the same time, you know.
Absolutely. And yes, I so agree with you because, you know, you and I know on the trod that Rasta has not always been, Rasta has been a conduit to the social justice, to the recognition of reggae music, the normalization of marijuana and the sanctification of marijuana, the conduit to healthy eating and so on. But Rasta has gotten so much struggle along the way. So you and I know that's a beautiful song to pay homage to the Rasta journey in and of itself, because sometimes you meet upon somebody and you judge the book by its cover. So tell us a little bit more about your trod with Rastafari and its impact on your music and your lifestyle and your journey to this point.
As we all know, Rastafari is a way of life. You know what I mean? So Rastafari definitely shape my life, how I think, how I eat, how I pre anything, you know what I mean? So definitely, you know, as a black man living a time like this, we always was looking for someone, you know what I mean, something, you know, and I mean, and when we see His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie within the same light of I and I self, you know what I mean, of the world, you know what I mean, we see the world about down to this man who is better to look towards, you know what I mean. So we hail all of the Black Kingdom, man, with Marcus Garvey, Prince Emmanuel, all of the ones that will show lead us within that part, you know what I mean, spark our mind so we can take on this can live even today, you know what I mean. So Rastafari is a foundation, is a way of life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Livity, word, sound, power, yes. Share with us an overview of the new album 369. What can people expect? And why the name 369?
We know me, I'm going to get that question there a lot, you know. Why is there Jesus that? But to make it very simple, because we can talk about this all day, you know what I mean? But to make it very simple, when I was doing this album, I was in a, I wouldn't say struggle, but I was in a mindset within I and I self within that period of time to connect to I and I spiritual self. And by doing research, I realized that 3, 6, and 9 are the spiritual numbers that govern everything, you know what I mean? So when I realized that, it's like it was a connection to what I'm searching for, you know what I mean? And I realized that this world that we are living in right now is most of the people, everything is physical. Mm-hmm. Not knowing that you have to balance it with the spiritual to connect to every physical. But we as Black people, especially Black people, we are spiritual people. You know what I mean? We are not physical being, we are spiritual being, you know what I mean? So 369 is just a album to even connect I and I self, to remind I and I self to say, yo, tap into that spiritual side, you know, and the music them speak volume of that, you know what I mean? It's like time to advance, is planting that seed, you know what I mean? And it's like a tree, you plant the seed, the tree grow, you water the tree, so 3 is the life, that the seed, the life force. 6 is the tree that you plant, and now the tree started to grow. And you water it to take care of it, and now it becomes to 9. That bring you food and bring you more seeds to grow, you know what I mean? The ultimate, you know what I mean? So that is 369, that is the spiritual connection within everything, within life.
Wow, that, you know, so when I saw 369, I started to wonder and figure, and I realized that they add up to 18, which then comes down to 9, and 9 is the life force. So I said, I wonder if that's where it came from, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, man, because if you look at the multiple at 3, 6, and 9, you know, when you reduce it to a single number or digit or whatever you want to call it, it always becomes 36 or 9, you know what I mean? And that is no coincidence, you know what I mean? So I want the ones them to just go out there and do your own research, because this will bring you into different even direction than where it brings I and I now, you know what I mean? Because it is that soul connection to everything that you want to achieve. You know what I mean? You're tapping it from the spiritual side.
Yes. Wow, good word, good word, good information today as we are talking with Jahdon on your evening drive with Synergy today. And Jahdon has a new album called 369, and he just talked to us about this. But so yes, synchronizers, word, sound, power, music, business, culture. That's what we're here to talk about. And we're definitely going to talk about business and culture today. And I shared with Jahdon before we came on air about the fact that, COVID has brought us into a quote unquote new normal. But I remember, I'm old enough to remember certain things. Delivery was normal when I was growing up. Yes, deliveries was normal when I was growing up. And if my kid,
probably we never did that pre it as delivery either.
It was just
never that pre it like that. Mm-hmm.
It was just entrepreneurship. It was just business, right? So the example, folks, that I gave was talking to Jahdon about, we had milkman, we had a bread man, we had the peanut man, we had the fudge man, or the ice cream truck. You used to go through fudgy.
Ice cream man riding, selling the ice cream. I grow seeing that I can remember lady them used to have the ice cream in the bucket and walk with the 2 buckets selling the ice cream.
Absolutely. And then we used to have the buckle man, or the bottle man, for all of you Americans that are tuned in. And the buckle man used to come round, and he had a horse-drawn carriage, and he used to collect the bottles that you would leave and give you like a penny or a 1 cent or something. Back then Jamaica had 1 cent and 5 cent and 50-cent piece. And used to leave those things. You take the bottles, and he would take them to the recycling area, and I guess resell them and so on. So it's interesting to see all of the new normal. But one of the most intriguing men, so to speak, or people, entrepreneurs for me, was always the broom man. Because he always had the big bundle of brooms. And they're calling you Broomy right now, Jahdon. And I need you to tell us about your family. And you talked about Broomtown and so on, and the upbringing, and talk to us about what you're doing with the brooms. I think it is so fantastic.
Broomy. We have them in our Oceania around us. Ice cream and gold, broomy. Feed the cowboy by in the car around us. All right, I want to record it, so not if I get no more.
A live performance. You heard it here first on Synergy, people.
Definitely, you know what I mean? The broom is part of I&I culture. You know what I mean? As we all know, within Jamaica, we grow to see the Rasta man with the broom, you know what I mean? The Bobo Shanty with the broom. But for I&I, it was different. Broom in my community in Kenya, it was a way of life, I can say. Because I see a lot of people use the broom to send their kids to school, find food. It's like build a house, all of these things. You know what I mean? I still have uncle who still build broom. So I grew up around that, doing it myself. You know what I mean? As I say, within Time to Advance, I have a video called Time to Advance coming out this Saturday on world premiere on Reggaeville. And within that song, I mention it, you know what I mean? It's like from voicing my music, it was the broom that I sell to voice my first song, you know what I mean? So it's like it always have that connection within everything without even I wouldn't even know it, you know what I mean? So it's like, was that time come to Florida to promote my album, just release my album, come to Florida to promote my album, and all this craziness happening, you know what I mean? And it was always something that I want to do, you know, because I come to Florida before and I see all of the touch, all the palms all around the place, you know, so I always telling my warriors them, you know, that's what we use to build broom in Jamaica. And so happened one of the day that one of the palm tree right beside my house, they cut it down, and I take up the touch and use the touch, make a broom, and from I make the broom, one of my brethren just paint it up and I take a picture of it. And from we take the picture of it, put it up on my social media. It's like it go wild. Everybody's like, they need a broom. They never see nothing like this here in America before, you know what I mean? So it was just happened natural, natural, you know what I mean? So when seeing that, the same time I just build a couple, you know what I mean? And it was nothing to even sell from the get-go, so we still never do want to even sell it, you know what I mean? So we create a system where if you want a broom, all you have to do is just reach out, find out how much to ship it to where you are, pay for your shipping, and if you want to make a donation, go free, you know what I mean? So we're not charging you nothing, you understand what I say? It's up to you.
Wow. Paying it forward. And I mean, this conversation, synchronizers, you know that I enjoy every single one of the guests here, but this is such a meaningful and powerful conversation that I don't think you all would even overstand, because this is a process that I remember from a girl. And like I said, the most interesting of those folks, of course, me like the fudge people them too, because them bring the ice cream, right? But the most interesting, because far I cited I was a little girl, and I knew who I was, even when my mother used to tell me, "You're crazy. What is that? You want to twine up your head and look like that?" But the bubble man with his broom walking through, there was such yes, and a regalness and a pride, you know, and you see, and you know that the thing was made by that individual or somebody in the community. I mean, so it was just, this is such a powerful, like you said, time to advance. We're advancing on something that is from ancient times.
Yeah, it is ancient, you know, it is ancient. Why they're trying to say that is Obia people have the broom, there's a witch and the broom, something with it, you know what I mean? From you hear certain word sound, there is something there that they don't want us to know about, you know what I mean? So they try to tell us certain things to keep us away from it. But this is an ancient, it was here from time, you know what I mean? The palm tree was here from time, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yes. No, good word. Good word today with Jahdon. So, Jahdon, our time is running down. That's how it always goes on Synergy when we're having such a good time and so much fun. So tell folks how they can get you. Said that they need to pay for shipping, and I am strongly encouraging you synchronizers to make a donation, because as you can see, I'm going to put up part of this video. You can see the brooms in the background, and
we have the one that we can sweep out the car. Where you can't reach, the hand one them to sweep out the car, and if you have some cobweb in your house, we have the tall one them to reach it likewise, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So
bringing yard to foreign.
Absolutely, and it's so necessary. So many of us that maybe don't get home as much as we would like to, and you know the deal. This is, yes, you're from Jamaica, but this is a Caribbean thing.
Still, and it's also a memorabilia. It's more of a memorabilia, you know, because I give it to a lot of people get it already and they say they're not using it. It's something to just put down, you know what I mean? So trust me. It always, that's why we as people have to have pride in whatever we do, you know what I mean? And some of the times I think that's what holding us back, you know what I mean? Because when you just start, it's gonna start from small, you know what I mean? But if you keep on continuing and have that pride within yourself, you can grow it to whatever you want it to be, you know what I mean? So a lot of people I know can have greater skills than even this and not doing it because of pride, you know what I mean? So this is just an example of to show the one them say pride is not the type of pride that we love up and keep up is not good enough, you know what I mean? We need to have the pride to take care of your brother as well you take care of yourself. That is the pride that we're standing for. But pride to go out there and be a businessman or a owner, entrepreneur, yeah, man, that is the type of pride that, you know what I mean, them pride, you know what I mean? Because the pride that we have right now, you know, is to be a doctor, a teacher, a nurse for somebody else. Build your own school, man. Them type of pride, you know what I mean? And it within us. It's within us, you know what I mean? But sometimes
it came from us. It came from us. School, education, it came from us. Entrepreneurship, career development, it came from us. It started
small, you know? It started small. We have to
Let me tell you, Jahdon, we could be here all day, and I am definitely inviting you back onto Synergy anytime that you choose.
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Thanks for that open door invitation. And I mean, the vibes, the energy, young brethren. I just looking you into your eye through this camera right now and saying I'm sending you enough honor, enough respect. And I appreciate love the time that you've spent today, and I appreciate love the greater consciousness that you have brought to us, not only through your music but also through your craft, your trade, and the pride that you have in this as well. So Jahdon, quickly, how can folks find you, can follow you? And synchronizers, like I said, when you're ordering, yes, you're paying for your shipping, make a donation to the thing too, okay? For real, because you will be able to see the quality of the work and experience the quality of the work. So Jahdon, tell us, social media, how folks connect.
If you want to reach out to I forward about the broom, you can check I out on any one of I social media platform, or you can send I an email at jahdonmusic@gmail.com. So that is jahdonmusic@gmail.com, or you can head over to Instagram at Jahdon369, and on Facebook it's Jahdon, just Jahdon. You know what I mean? One word, Jahdon, one word. You know what I mean? So definitely easy to find on Twitter, Jahdon369. And I'm telling the one them to go over on YouTube likewise and subscribe, like, you know what I mean? Add I to your playlist.
Yes, it's a must.
And go on my website at jahdon.com and definitely keep updated to definitely whatever we have go on, you know?
Excellent. Wow, funny how time flies when we are having fun. But tell us quickly, what's next for you after 369? I mean, any thought of where we're going, what we're doing, what to expect?
Trust me, there's so much, so much to expect, you know. But really and truly, I want them to just connect to 369 right now, because we're in this time, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But to tell you that nothing is coming, I would be telling a lie, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
well, all I know is that I heard Broomy here first, and that's all.
So that is just a little piece of what is coming, you know what I mean? So we have so much here working on forward. We have music video that we're working on forward after the album, you know what I mean? That gonna drop, as I said, Saturday coming, time to advance video gonna be released. We're working on different music videos, so yeah, new songs. I'm just waiting to go back to Jamaica to reach in the studio. You know what I mean? So trust me, you maybe see a next album next year.
And we're so
probably
glad.
The next album next year. You know what I mean? But trust me, a lot of work. You know what I mean? Look out for the videos coming out forward. Look out for more creation, and the ones them, we have the Congo Bongo t-shirt, you know, so just go on my I website and find out what Jahdon have, you know what I mean? Because it's not just about music. You know, the music is the driving force, but it's business. It's like a collaboration, you know what I mean? That's why we say brew me, and we push it out there, make the world see it, you know what I mean?
Excellent.
Yeah, man.
Excellent. Music, business, and culture has truly synchronized today on Synergy with Jahdon. Jahdon, introduce and take us out to, I don't even know, because all the songs are so good. So I'm just going to go and say Humble. Take us out with Humble. Introduce the song, and folks, listen to the song, but stick and stay, because we'll be back with our next guest. It's Andrea Jean-Baptiste and Jahdon today on Synergy.
Yes, Synergy. Give thanks again. Sweep them out, the bad mind people. Them find a way to take the shackle off we on. Put it on our mind. They've been working, black people, for so long. Still left us behind. Synergy. All of the wealth in the world come out of slavery. Check that one. Don't touch that die. Look, you know.
freedom seeker. Jahdon, freedom speaker. Them find a way fi take the shackle off we hand and put it on we mind. They've been working black people for so long, still they left us behind. All of the wealth in the world come out of slavery, and all the monuments in the world built by my ancestors, and so me tell them to leave. Let my people be. You're fault if the lion them rumble. You're so I come to your humble, 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 humble. Them say Christopher Columbus find Jamaica. Jamaica never last. Jamaica never last. And them say Christopher Columbus discover America.
If you enjoy the great music business information you get here on Synergy, then check out Music Biz Live. You'll hear from high-level executives from companies like Facebook, Spotify, Twitch, Universal Music, M-Theory, and Songtrust, as they discuss the most pressing issues the industry is facing right now. Be sure to join Music Biz Live each week, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Find out more at musicbizlive.org.
You're listening to Synergy Radio on WDJY 99.1 FM, where music, business, and culture synchronize.
The good and the bad times. Nothing to eat, but we were still fine. Waiting for our light to shine. Got a feeling I couldn't make it, so I try my best not to fake it or break it. Better must come, and I'll be trading places I would do it at the break of dawn, even put it in another song, just to be in a better place. I walk another avenue. Yesterday became the unknown. Got a feeling something doesn't feel right, so I try my best to make it alright. Feeling like I wanna run. Each day I wake, I'm gonna face it. Yes, I got my dreams, I wanna taste it. Ooh, got to keep holding on, and I'll be trading places I would do it at the break of dawn, even put it in another song, just to be in a better place. I walk another avenue. Yesterday became the unknown. Oh, believe me, there is hope. All the memories from your past
and synchronizers, we are back with the next guest, who I told you was going to be fabulous. But before I introduce you to him, you know I have to do this to you all, synchronizers. I just want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to all of our friends who are tuned in. And let me just go through the list really quickly. Tossetti, of Link and Chain Music, give thanks. Camille, thank you for tuning in. Don Dada, appreciate and love you. Mweza Mina John, Malika, thank you for tuning in. Leonie, Diane, I give thanks for your friendship and for always being online with us on Synergy. And so with no further ado, I'm just going to go right into it because we got to talk to this man, because this is an artist that I personally have really enjoyed over the years. Me watch him come from Malika Boy, so to speak, right? In some of his first works. And this new solo album is all of that and then some. So if you all have not yet checked out Culture Walk by Mr. Kumar Bent, then you know what? Don't leave the dial now, but as soon as we get off, you need to go to the platforms where you can stream and download. So, Kumar of Culture Walk.
Give thanks, Empress. There, man, you know, Culture Walking and Synergy.
And we give thanks for that. So, as I said to you offline, and I'm saying it again, it's a strong and enjoyable message, you know, body of work. And guys, you heard Trading Places. That was him. That was Culture Walk coming in. And folks probably are very familiar with you through Raging Fire, right?
Yes.
But this is different, in my opinion. How is it different from what folks may have come to expect from Kumar? Are they, you know, because they may still be expecting a Raging Fire song.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I've been, you know, writing music a very long time, and not just with Raging Fire, before Raging Fire, but just to stick with Raging Fire, because that's where I became, you know, more in tune with myself and writing and, you know, knowing who I am, you know, which is a singer-songwriter. So over the years, writing music around Raging Fire with excellent musicians, great musicians. So, you know, that with Kumar's songwriting, I think made for some really good songs. So on my own, you know, now that I've left the band, I realized that, you know, I have to define me, you know, more personally to the people, you know, so I have to put out a record that is not just the roots that I was doing with my brothers, but, you know, just making, you know, my emotions. I have to put my feeling into these songs as an entry, you know, into the space again amongst everybody. It's like reintroducing myself to people. Not to say the person that they've met, you know, or the person who was singing a year or two ago is not, you know, the same Kumar. It's just Kumar with a little more growth and understanding. So, yes, for sure, my new album that I'm working on for next year dropping is strictly roots. So we can say that from now. So people who really, you know, are looking for that from me will realize that I haven't lost that touch. I still have it. I still perform all those nice Raging Fire songs, the Jah Glory, and the Now Look Back on the Judgment Day, songs that, you know, I really enjoyed, you know, singing and performing. And so over the years, you know, it has become a part of me to sing about truth, right, justice, you know, and love. So I don't really have any other broad topics. Sometimes I get political, sometimes I get, you know, a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I'm just expressing how I feel. And I don't think the genre or the beat should matter all the time. It does matter when you want the message to be of such, you know. But then at the end of the day, I'm a musician. So there's space to explore. And that's what I was doing with Culture Walk.
And that is what shows. It is so robust. I mean, the sounds vary. You know, you got a little bit of roots, you got a little bit of culture, you got some dance hall, you've got what, I mean, sounds like could be definitely a praise music, so to speak. You know what I mean? And no, I mean, most music, in my opinion, that's given praise is praise music. But you know, I mean, just there were so many times in listening through it, the spiritual, there was a very, very, very strong spiritual piece that just came through in listening to the works.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I try to put myself, you know, in that space. I'm very vulnerable when it comes on to expressing myself and music, because I don't really want to hold back the truest feelings. So I think, you know, once I allow myself, then the music will feel like that. And to me, I think I could have still, you know, got more deep into my songs lyrically and even emotionally, you know, when delivering them, because I think that's what really connects with people, you know. People, we're human beings, we feel. So I think most of the time, just close your eyes and you will probably see better, you know. So over a period of time, you know, I think that's what has become a part of my life and my family, and just so I try to, you know, keep my space, you know. Yeah, because the spirit's real, you know, spirits are real, and a lot of people don't really want to have this conversation, but you know, it is out there, good and bad spirits, and I think it's just a manifestation of the ones that, you know, allow themselves to really make certain things rule them. But yeah, I mean, it exists.
Strong positive manifestations in this. Strong positive manifestations. So Trading Places. So I like the entire album, and there's probably 3 that stand out for me, that just jump out to me, and they just resonate with my spirit. I told you that one definitely was Remember Me, and we're gonna listen to Remember Me, y'all, because no matter how much time, we're gonna squeeze that into this show if we have to, because you all synchronizers, you must hear that song. It is amazing and speaks so, it's so timely as well. But then Trading Places is also another one of mine. And what was the inspiration? It feels so powerful to me. What was the inspiration and the message that you wanted to convey behind that song in particular?
Well, you know, Trading Places surrounds just, you know, me growing up and becoming, you know, a man, like evolving, because I think there's a lot of things that we have to trade to become better. You have to give to get, you know, there's no getting. There's always, you know, giving of yourself and trading your sorrows for joy. You know, I remember growing up and going to church as a little boy. You know, I mean, I'm not big on religion, but now growing up, and I remember certain things my grandma used to say and that my mom still says now, you know, I kind of realized that you have a choice, you know, even, you know, emotionally, spiritually. So I think, you know, these are the choices that I try to express. These are the you know, the decisions that are needed. So when I said Trading Places, that song came about like 2 days after I left Raging Fire. I think it was a defining moment of my life, because I left the band and then I just decided that I had to let out the tears, everything, because it was very hard. It was very difficult to walk away from Raging Fire. And I don't speak of it much in the sense where, from the point of view where I'm hurt, I always speak of it from the point of view where I'm very grateful and and thankful of my journeys with the band. But, you know, the other side, there's another side to it, you know, that I don't speak of. And I think when you listen to music, it might come out in the music, because I couldn't hide the fact that, you know, I had to be trading, you know, something, you know, to be moving forward. And it didn't involve, you know, killing anybody. It involved me bettering myself. It involved me making a very hard choice for Kumar, you know. So I think, you know, life comes with those kind of things, and when you can put it into music, then maybe you can inspire others, or other people can realize that you might not be in the same position of leaving a band, but maybe it's a relationship you're having. Maybe it's, you know, but there's always hope. So the song resolves on the fact that there's always hope despite whatever. So it's really songs that I want to sing to my kids, you know, to my son, and just really make them have a certain understanding from morning. So yeah.
Well, let me say, your son is blessed. If that is what he's hearing from daddy all the time, I mean, wow, that is wonderful. Beautiful song. So in an interview with our friends, is that my Reggaeville shirt I'm wearing today? No, I had it on yesterday. With our friends over at Reggaeville, you mentioned some new ways of doing business. And here on Synergy, we talk about music, business, and culture, because they all kind of, in my mind at least, they all go together, right? Music is a part of a business and industry, and of course exudes the culture of the person that is sharing. So you talked about doing business differently now, and that you've learned some lessons along the way, and I think those are important to share, particularly maybe with younger listeners or folks that may be having some similar things. And so you've changed some of the way that you do your business. Tell us about those strategies and some of the lessons that you've learned that may have spurred those changes.
Well, I think we're just late bloomers as well, you know, because in Jamaica, music education, separate and apart from notations and music reading, you know, the business side is not taught, you know, up to the level where it should be. So it's really just word of mouth. Here, say you said this is what we're supposed to do, Google, online. But even when you find the information online, to better yourselves or the way you think, you still need that guidance from, people who are in the industry who have gotten their big payday or gotten their big checks or gotten their whatever, but nobody speaks of money. Nobody speaks of what really goes on or how to actually improve it, because they probably feel like the cake might get smaller, which isn't the case. So for me, I have to realize this, that if you don't own your music, if you're not writing your songs or working with other songwriters who are willing to share, then it's going to be very difficult for you to actually have a peaceful life, because you're going to always be running down back things that you should have taken care of immediately. But without the knowledge, you won't be taking care of it immediately. So I think now, having knowledge, certain things I have to put into perspective immediately and make sure that, I set things straight from the get-go. So if it's business, and there's no feelings in business, so there shouldn't be any emotions to the fact that, oh, I don't like what you did. No, because we're supposed to have it on paper, so I think these little things will change the outcome of the economics for reggae music, by just being a bit more, attentive when it comes to your contracts and your split sheets and everything that you have to, set forth, because if you don't do that, and then one day something happens for you, you're going to be blaming everybody else around you, and it was your negligence. So I think, I have learned patience as well in terms of doing business. And I've also learned, not to just judge a book by its cover, because you have to read the entire thing. So we kind of, make those changes. Over the years, I wouldn't say impulsive, but I would just react and get things done, without even doing the proper steps to getting there. And, it had its repercussions and its issues, over time. And, as a growing man, these are the changes that I have to make sure that, whether or not I sell 1 million copies or 10 million or 500 or 5, it's still about doing it the right way, doing the right thing, because you never can tell, so that's the Boy Scouts motto: be prepared. If you're not prepared, you haven't prepared. If you had walk with a bottle of water, even a little biscuit in your bag, because you never can tell. You might get trapped somewhere, or you might have to stop and get hold up and can't. So these are the little things you're thinking ahead. And, I think if these things were in place, a lot more bands would have stayed together, a lot more artists would have been more successful. And I'm not saying this is the only recipe for success, but it is definitely a part of the puzzle that most of us struggle with, because, as me say, the education system in general, never really teach us to be entrepreneurs. It was catering us for the world of work for other people. So all of this kind of put, things into perspective for me as Mr. Learning and growing each day. So decisions will change, and hopefully I'll see changes soon, in terms of how you're doing things now. Maybe 5 years from now, I can look and say, all right, I could see what this pattern did. But yeah.
Excellent. Good word, because, it's true. I did a panel the other day for Caribbean Heritage Month. And one of the things that I asked the panel, we're talking about the creative economy, the orange economy is what it's called, right? Making money through your creative products. And one of the questions I asked most of the people on the panel was, how many of them, before the entrepreneurship, did their parents even encourage them to be creative in that way? You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, when we're coming up, you better go take your book. You want to take up guitar and play? What? You want to be in a band? What you mean? Band not gonna make no money. You need to go take up your book because you need to be a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, or something like that. So that's true word, that even the creative aspects of us in terms of monetizing, that was not necessarily always pushed as well. So good. You're trading places, right? As you're growing. So Culture Walk was released amid COVID, and we know COVID has just been creating all kinds of different havoc. So did the pandemic cause any changes to the way that you launched it? And what do you think has been the lasting impact of COVID on the music industry?
Well, COVID, would have affected the launch of my album in the terms of performance, where I couldn't do a live event or even, go and tour the album immediately, because I had things in the pipeline to go and, do proper promotion for the album. But otherwise, I consider myself a new artist at the moment, because I'm just coming into the scene. So, you know, I have to take that humble approach as well and know that, you know, I'm not going to have everything that I want immediately. And COVID may be, you know, just a stumbling block that became my stepping stone, you know, because at the end of the day, things happen in stages and people are listening. They're at home and they're listening to the songs. So that's a good thing. In the other terms, I mean, it's going to take a while for us to recover because the effects of COVID are not being felt now for the music industry. Like, people are just eager to get on stage. But in terms of when it does open for where we can perform, I mean, artists will be forced to drop their price because venues can't allow certain amount of people and airlines will be going up. And so it's a lot of dynamic that people have to look at. But for me, I'm just making music, and if it's just Kumar and his guitar or Kumar with a band, whichever it is, I'm just making music. And if the time comes for touring when everything is good, then I'll definitely be prepared, you know? Yeah.
And we are prepared. So you better let us know when you're coming to the Florida markets or the Atlanta markets, because we are looking forward to Kumar and definitely Culture Walk. Kumar, how was it working with Bono?
Yeah, well, Bono, so Walter Bono, you know, in Italy, I mean, it's a really good vibe, you know, he's a good friend of mine, and, you know, he introduced me to M1 from Dead President, and, you know, it was a good vibe, you know, because I visited him a few times and stayed at his house, you know, and that kind of became something that I admire, and now I'm looking to work with him more on more songs because we have a good synergy, we have a good vibes going, you know, we have a good vibe. So at the end of the day, it's trust me, Bono was one of the most exciting, you know, working on the album. And I think I had more experience learning a lot from him as a hip hop producer as well and a rap producer. And yeah, it was good vibes, man.
Mm-hmm. He just, from the little that I've seen and know, he just seemed like a fun person. So I figured that would be very good energies. And then, of course, I got to ask you this because he's another one of my favorites. My playlist every morning, winning right now, Agent Sasco.
Yes, sir.
How was that? That's another very good song as well. That's my third favorite one.
Yeah, well, Agent Sasco, you know, a good friend of mine over the years. While I was in Raging Fire, we did work with Sasco at the time in studio recording beats for him. The band used to record rhythms for Sasco. So we knew him a long time and we did quite a few shows in Europe together, you know, on the same stage. So when I was doing my album and he heard I left Raging Fire, you know, I did the song for Riff Raff, Lamar, and Robert Livingston. And they were like, yo, we need a feature on this song. You know, and I was like, Sasco. And then they reached out to him. And immediately, he didn't even ask twice. He just did it and sent the verse. And I kind of felt great about that. And he'd call and said, yo, Kumar, you need to fix your first verse and put this word there and edit up your thing. Because I wasn't dancehall savvy. I was just trying to get into that space where I can express myself because I play around with it a lot. So I think he gave me that confidence as well to do it, you know. So grain of sand, you know, small as a grain of sand, man. Move any mountain.
It sounds like you have just been positioned to be really blessed and mentored and guided through all of this too, from folks who are also putting in good work.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the key, you know.
That's a beautiful thing. So you talk about your album for next year. What's next? Give us a little bit of something about what's going on for the next album. You said it's strictly roots.
Yeah, so I'm only roots are forward in the next year, you know. And I mean, also I'm working quite a few producers now, you know, who have been friends with for a while, you know, Tad's Records and, you know, Exterminator. So I'm linking with few people and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some serious roots in. And Jadi from out of Miami, who's Jahdon and bass player, and Tippy Irie link, you know, I did a song with them last year that was supposed to be on Culture Walk, but I saved it for the next album, you know, Faith Can Move Mountains, you know, so that will be released soon, same way. So there's whole heap of music. Culture Walk, I mean, it's a month and a little bit old, you know, and I'm already thinking of new music. So I think the fans get where I'm going. I'm going to be putting out a lot of songs so people can, you know, keep it, because Bob did say, you know, the people who are making music that not upful, not stopping. Every day you hear a new one. So I think we have to keep that energy as well and put good music out there, you know, flow in the atmosphere.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So tell folks how they can keep up with you and how they can listen to Catch Culture Walk, because I want you to talk to me about Remember Me before we go in our time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Spotify, Apple Music, The album Culture Walk, it's spelled with a K. And I mean, it's everywhere, you know, online. Physical copies have not yet been in distribution simply because of the same COVID, because, you know, getting things around the world and manufacturing is not so easy right now. But as soon as things free up, it will be available on vinyl and CD, you know, or a thumb drive if it be. So, yeah, so I'm making it available to everybody so you can play it in your car, in your house, you know, and to already have it, you know, on them phones or their Spotify or streaming it online. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. YouTube also has 2 of my music videos that were from Culture Walk album. So the Dry Bones piano version has a wonderful video, and Remember Me also has a video out.
Beautiful video.
You know, so yeah.
And it's Remember Me. So beautiful video. Talk to us a little bit about the inspiration about that song. And that song is just, the video is powerful. And you've got one of my favorites, Jason, is in there as well. Jason has been a guest on the show, and he's just another amazing
Jason, my brother. That's my brother, you know. Yeah.
He's amazing as well. So tell us a little bit about Remember Me. What was the inspiration behind that song? Because I told you I heard it playing and I had to stop to see who was that, and I just put it on repeat and I just sing that song. There's something so powerful about that one as well.
Yeah, well, Remember Me is a song that, you know, over the years I had that chorus, that hook line, about 5 years now. But fast forward to 2018, when I left Raging Fire, I started linking up with one of my good friends, younger than me, but he's like a brother, you know, way ahead of his years, you know, in wisdom. Weekday, as a producer and a musician, he's very smart. And I went to his studio and he's like, yo, Kumar, listen to this beat. And I was like, yo, this beat is the best, but I need to play a horns on this beat. So at the same time, I'm opening the keyboards, and because I'm a keyboard player as well, I play it, you know. And that's how that song was born, you know. And I recorded my vocals, and I went to Mauritius with the recording with my band, Jason, as well, and we performed a few concerts there. And I performed the song before it was released, and I realized the reaction of the people by just performing it on stage, and everyone was like, yo, this song. And then they told me a story about before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave, and they showed me a monument of a big mountain with a rock saying there were slaves here who decided to die rather than work as a slave, and that's where they come from. And little things like that. So I mean, it was very inspiring. So I decided that was my first release from the album, you know. Yeah, man.
That song, that is, I say all the time, since hearing it, that song embodies me. If I could find a song that really speaks to who Andrea is, because she is so rebellious and so revolutionary that I refuse. And so that's just such a beautifully inspiring song. And it's a time, it's timely for such a time as this, when we're dealing with all kinds of social issues. It's just a reminder to be strong within ourselves, you know. So beautiful. Kumar, our time is running down on Synergy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fun. It's been fun, you know.
It has
been fun talking to you, yeah.
Absolutely. And you are invited back at any time. Tell them how they can follow you on social media, where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, you know, at Kumar Fire. So it's KUMARFYAH. Or you can find me on Twitter, you know, or you could find me on Facebook at Kumar. I have a fan page there, official page, you know, and I also have a website, www.kumarmusic.com. So I'm over there. I'm trying to sign up a TikTok soon for all the younger generation coming up, you know, because I think the music, you know, is getting more and more creative in terms of getting your stuff out there. So look out for me up on TikTok.
Okay, he'll be TikToking too, y'all.
Why not?
Why not? And so, Kumar, take us out with Remember Me. Introduce your song, man.
Yes, this one, Remember Me. Before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave. Oh, Jaja, Synergy TV, Synergy. This is Kumar, you're listening to Remember Me. Check this one, Scene Up. True.
please.
Before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave. Oh, Jah, do remember me. Yes, before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave. Oh, Jah, do remember me. Do remember me. I do remember me. Yes. The youths them nowadays now holding the order. Everyone still a try cross the border. No one to blame, can't point a finger. These them numbered gas cylinder. Know what you eat, youth. Doctor said we did the talk, he must speak truth. From the other.
That's our time. That's our chat. Now it's time to call it a wrap. Tune in next week at 5 for another edition of Synergy Live, where music, business, and culture synchronize. This is your girl, Andrea John Baptiste. Follow me, follow us on Live with Synergy on Instagram and Twitter. Synergy is a production of Axum Management Capabilities, produced by JT the Believer.